Hello, I'm Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with a video review of Transformers Fall Cybertron Swindle. And honestly, I think this is my favorite out of the entire Bruticus Combiner series. He's got a nifty car mode, which rolls really nice. He's got the friction peg wheels in the back, and he's got the original style pin system wheels on the front. Which is interesting, because they're really almost all exclusively this design now with the friction peg. You can tell the difference. If you spin this, it's a lot more freely spinning than the back wheel. There's a lot more friction in here. Well, honestly, these guns are kind of lame, so I just set them aside. And the vehicle mode is kind of cool. After looking at the pictures of this guy next to the San Diego Comic-Con version, would much rather have the San Diego Comic-Con version because this is bright yellow. And I don't like the color yellow very much. However, despite that, I think this guy is my favorite mold out of the set. And my second one would be Brawl, because he's pretty cool too. And the others aren't bad. But, I'll get into why I really, really like this set a lot more than I thought I would. But, yeah, so he's got a nice Decepticon logo here. This is actually purple, but from the angle of the camera I'm looking at, this looks blue. Yeah, sometimes happens. He's got a lot of molded detail and not a lot of paint apps. I mean, he's got a considerable amount of paint apps here, all through here. And he actually has a Decepticon logo. His underside is pretty much hollow, but that's not bad. So, again, he rolls nice. He's kind of cool, Cybertronian assault tank. Definitely not an Earth mode. It's pretty accurate to the game, what it is. I would agree with this particular style of Swindle, but I guess it works. Yeah, so he has these things that can move out front, which is okay, I guess. They're kind of like guards there. They don't look too effective because they should be out in front of the wheels, but whatever. It's not bad. So I'm going to go ahead and transform this into robot mode. And once I've done all the reviews of all the guys, I'll do a Bruticus review. So I'll go ahead and get this guy in robot mode for you. And here he is in robot mode. And honestly, he is pretty neat. There's some complaints I have, obviously. He is hollow. Even inside his arms are hollow. His whole back end is hollow. From the front end, he looks pretty solid. From the back, not so much. It's like they forgot the second half of the Transformer. It's one of the common complaints I have about the Hero Factory guys. Most often their back is left like this. Excuse me, I have a small head cold. Changing weather here. So, what's nice is he actually does have a proper knee joint here. So, and that can go just over 90 degrees, which is nice. He's got foot movement a little bit due to the transformation, like that's the transform mode, and this is the regular mode. He does have ball and socket joint hips, as well as a swivel. However, his upper legs are very tiny in comparison with the rest of his leg, so he does have this kind of awkward, like, stance. I mean, it's okay, but maybe those should have been a little longer in the, I don't know. Just in my opinion, that's how it should be. I think this would have been the one to put the fake joint a little lower on the knee than the ones they did. So he's got a ball and socket joint up here on the... Oh, he does have waist swivel, if I forgot to mention that. He does have ball and socket joint up here on the shoulder, as well as a hinge inside, so you can lower it, you can raise it, do whatever you want. It's kind of cool. The wheel still spins, which is kind of nifty. He's got a ball and socket joint as the joint on his elbow, so you got the swivel motion in there. His hands are actually painted, which is cool. They could have, I suppose, just left that yellow, and fortunately that would look terrible, but they could have. Now, the one complaint I have of this figure really in robot mode design and paint apps is there's no paint application on the head. This, honestly, this is a beautifully sculpted head, and it looks great for Swindle. However, the visor, it's purple paint. There's no face. There's this nice face in there, but it's not painted silver at all. So you lose that definition, and the head just blends in with itself. The head blends in right with the shoulders. You really can't see the head at all, unfortunately. Fortunately, I display these guys mostly in combined Bruticus mode, so I don't have much an issue. But that's something that the San Diego Comic-Con version had fixed. Their head was really detailed compared to this. All their figures were much more detailed. Honestly, I wanted that version over this one, but I was unable to obtain it. So yeah, it's a nice figure. So another thing I want to mention is scale. Now well, actually, hold on. Weapon. Let's talk about weapon. It's got pegs on the side for the combined mode weapons, as well as this peg here, which fits into his hand. And the gun actually looks like it's a Swindle type gun in this mode. He usually carries like a pistol, not a big gun, but so this actually works for me really well. I like it. So, like I was mentioning about scale. Now, so far the Fall of Cybertron guys have been really tiny, same as the Prime guys. Well, here's an interesting comparison. There's Jazz. See the difference? This guy is huge compared to this guy. What gives, right? Well, I think that's so in combined mode they have a lot more bulk to them, so they're larger. And out of that, let's take this Jazz away. Bring this Jazz in. He's actually the size of a normal deluxe class. Now I can take it with a slightly other one here, a cup, and you can see the comparison there. It's the same size as the average deluxes, although these guys aren't hollow like this guy, and they're much heavier compared to this guy. And this plastic feels stronger than this guy. This guy at least is in the scale. So when they produce the Wreckers set, I had planned on putting them in my classics, but after seeing how well Shockwave fit in my collection, not very well, I might add, I decided to make a Fall of Cybertron shelf. But once they make the Wreckers set, I'm going to be putting these guys with my classics. But that's it for this review. I will move on to another one. If you have any questions about Swindle, or size comparison, I suppose, please leave a comment down below, or send me a message. If you have any requests for video reviews, send me a comment down below, or shoot me a message, and I will do those for you. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.